Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today you know what, I'm just going to be doing a big, long video of the rest of the unique skills, because if I don't do that, it's just going to be another 2 weeks or 3 weeks until I can post something else. So today is going to be a movie day, I guess, and it's just going to be from, I think, G to Z, ABC. Yeah, G to Z on the rest of the skills. Just get it all over with, all done in one last movie of a video. So yeah, let's just jump right into this, right into our first skill. The first skill is Gluttony. This is just essentially a better version of the Starved and Predator skill. Predator is I'll get with Predator and Starved later, but it's pretty much you need both skills to be completely mastered. Then you get access to this skill, which is a better, more usable version of this skill. And first one is Predation, and the other ones you can just do it as one short burst, and this one you can hold it down and it's a constant stream of just predatoring, I guess. So let me just grab a dummy. All right, here is our dummy. If I do this, it's a consistent lot amount of damage, plus giving corrosion too at the end of it. So really good. Next thing is stomach. You have an internal storage of a lot of things. So you have a lot. You have a double chest plus another chest of inventory storage, plus each of these stacks to even more than normal. So yeah, it's kind of insane on how much you can actually store in this. Next access is mimicry. It will essentially allow you to transform into them. Right now it's not out yet. Isolation. This is a ability that allows you to pretty much specifically target them. No, sorry. Isolation is similar to absorb and dissolve, where if you have a crystal in your hand, you can just eat it. Similar to that, for a slime, you need absorb and dissolve to eat the gems, and anything and everything will give different amounts of MP or aura depending on what you eat. Also, one thing about this is if you have any negative abilities or negative status effects, if I use isolation on him, then it will give it to him. So let me just do that really quick. All right, so I have poison and I don't want it, so I just give it to him. I don't like it. You can keep it. So it's pretty useful. And corrosion. I hold this down, it's an aura around me, and there's a consistent amount of corrosion to my enemies. And receive. Receive is a interesting ability. It's for your allies. Specifically for one thing I'd used in my 100 days is my Star Wolf. When I got to Demon Lord, I just used receive, and I was able to get Black Lightning and Black Flare, which honestly saved my run. And of course, provide coming soon. Essentially, it will just allow you to give skills and stuff to your allies. So that's pretty useful. All right, next skill. All right, so next skill is Godly Craftsman. It only has one ability, and it's essentially the same thing as Researcher, but you can instead store engravings as well. So let me just quickly get myself a sword. To get engravings, you have to have like a sword like this, and you have to kill a certain amount of things. Right now, by a certain amount of things, I mean the first thing you get. So Energy Steal. Drains a small percentage of EP from the target, which actually is kind of insane. I didn't even know that was one. So yeah, so pretty much what I can do is I can just use this, enchanting, put this in there, and now I have Energy Steal. And if I go over here, I think after you do it once, I think it just makes it so it can't do that again. So I just grabbed myself a couple of these abilities, and of course you can put other stuff in here as well, like Sharpness and Unbreaking. So pretty much you can just enchant whatever you want. So if I want all these, then I can just put this right there, click anything and everything I want. And of course it will cost XP, but since I'm in creative, I now have a sword that does double the amount of damage that a normal sword would do, including using magical damage now. So yeah, one swing just did 3 different times of the damage. So that's how good this ability is. Also, the difference between this and Researcher is that it allows me to use the effects from these cool swords like Crushing, Holy Weapon, Magic Weapon. And it allows me to do a lot of things with them just by putting it on swords and other things. And yeah, it's very, very useful. Boom. It's pretty sweet. Apparently, there's also a thing where if you make a weapon, then it will make a weapon or armor piece or something. It will have a higher chance of being a higher range of EP. So I tried doing stuff like Magic Steel with like this thing, but it didn't really work. So I have no clue how it will affect or change. But all I know is it does quite a lot of damage. Next skill. Alright. So Gourmand is this next skill. Pretty much what it does is it allows you to have mostly passives, and pretty much what I can do is I get more EP. Okay. I get more EP when I kill things. So in normal situations, I would get 3% of their EP. But in my situation, I'm getting a lot more than I'm getting 10% of it. So it's a pretty big difference. And yeah, that's really mostly all of it for the passives. Its ability makes it so if you have if they either have Fear 5 or you're like a certain amount of EP higher than the enemy, then you can just insta kill them by eating them, gaining their everything pretty much. So yeah, they have to be either have Fear 5 or be 10% lower than my EP. So I can just eat them all and gain EP from it. It's pretty sweet. Very basic skill, very useful skill, but kind of basic. So yeah, next skill. All right. So next skill we have is Gourmet. It pretty much is the same thing as Predator, but a weaker version of Gluttony. You have your ability to Predator, and it's not a consecutive one. You have to click it. This one's different. You have a Corrosion. Predator doesn't have this, and you just do a constant good amount of damage. Stomach, of course, you know, and Receive. You can take their skills. Provide. You can't do that yet. And Predator. You can, yeah. Unlike the other one, it doesn't have Mimicry, and instead has Corrosion, which is right now better because Mimicry isn't an ability yet. So, well, yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, I highly recommend looking at the freaking wiki before doing a 100 days. I wasted so much time with this skill. Great Sage. It is so good, and I only used probably 50% of this skill. I was so inexperienced with this skill for some reason. I do not know. First off, Analytical Appraisal is just a really good version of, you know, Analytical Appraisal, you know, whatever. And of course, Analysis allows you to pretty much just look at things and you can copy abilities. Like this one, of course, it's a 25% chance with normal and 50% with mastery, but since I kind of have every single skill, it doesn't really, you know, give me anything. It gives me either a magic or it gives me a magic and anything but a unique or resistance. So it's pretty good. It's very good. I don't know why I was struggling so hard with this. I didn't even know that ability. And of course, there's this. You have a crafting grid and you can do a lot of cool stuff. One being this. This is god tier. Let me grab some magic ore. Oh my gosh, like you have no clue how overpowered this was. I didn't realize this until like the middle-ish area, and I mined like 10 stacks of this ore at the start, and I used like all of it, except for the last stack where I was like, there has to be a better way to do this. Because like each stack makes one pure magic steel ingot. And I was like, okay, there has to be a better way. And I just looked it up and put it right there. And one of these ores makes 2 nuggets. You might be thinking, oh, that's not that good. Well, considering that you have to go from low magic to high magic steel to pure magic steel, this saves a lot of time just being able to do this. One of these makes 2 of those nuggets, but one full stack of this makes 1 ingot. With smelting it down the other way. This way allows you to freaking do it, make 1 full ingot in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 within 5 of these magic ores. You know, like it's just annoying that I had to go and figure that out the hard way. I would have had full magic steel armor for all of my my allies if I had that, if I knew that sooner. Oh my gosh. But other passives include you get instant thought acceleration and chant annulment. So it's pretty good, pretty good. I like it a lot. It's a great skill. Next skill. So next skill we have is greed. It has no passives, but it's not bad. It's not a bad skill. If I stand within 5 blocks of it, I can spiritually dominate it, which pretty much tames it. And it takes a full minute to do it. If you're too far away, then it takes a minute and a half. I think if I'm really close, it's supposed to take less time. But yeah, just 1 second. Alright. There you go. It's tamed after a minute. So it's a good skill if your enemy's not moving around too much. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Greed Flare, pretty much allows me to buff myself. I don't know why I have Hero of the Village. Maybe Greed. I guess I get Greed. I guess I get that. Greed Flare, I think, just gives me Hero of the Village. No, it doesn't. Wait, what? All right. So this pretty much gives me a buff that gives me damage to what's it called, ratio, damage to 20% of my spiritual HP. So if I activate this while looking at nothing, I now do 7 damage because that's my normal damage times my spiritual HP, my race's modifier for that. So it's pretty good. It's really good, and if I really want to, I can activate it so my allies get that same buff. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Next thing is Death Wish. This is an insta-kill, in the most kindest way possible. Pretty much what it is you have to hold it down for 200 ticks, and it will instantly kill your opponent. It takes 1,000 MP, and it's a good skill. It's a good skill. I think it really depends on what you're actually looking at too. So the Blade Tiger, that's a perfect example. But do this. Yeah, no, I guess you just have to be close enough to it to hurt it. And just like after a few seconds, just flop, dead. Yeah, everything 10 seconds and it's just dead. Very, very good. If you want to kill your enemy, but you just have to be close enough to it and take a couple hits. So, as long as you're good with that, vibes all around. Yeah, next skill. Right, so now we have Guardian. Pretty much the first thing is the passive. Its passive is called Substitution. It allows me to take damage for my allies as long as it's not spiritual HP or damage from the owner. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. It just allows me to take hits for them and they will not die as long as I'm still alive. So nice. Next thing is Grant Protection. What it does is it grants my allies protection and barrier, which is not bad. As you can see, he's not taking any damage because he has a barrier. And that's really good. And next thing is Iron Wall. I can grant myself really good armor. Holy crap. I just realized that gave me 40 armor. Wow, that's crazy. I wonder if I do that, if I can do it for him. No, I can't. It's just for myself. But either way, that's actually really good. Very basic, very simple skill for those who just want to start getting into this mod and want something basic and not let their allies die. So, yeah, next skill. Alright, so next skill we have is Healer, and this skill is so dangerous. It is so bad, but it's really good at the same time. There is an other worlder that spawns in this world with this skill, actually, and I was very lucky I didn't run into her. Or him. First thing off is heal. Pretty much allows me to heal myself in proportion to HP lost, of course. So, 1 HP lost is 80 MP. So it doesn't heal spiritual HP, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, it's not bad. Next thing is infection. This skill and plague. Infection gives you the enemy a status effect called infect or virus or whatever, and from what I can tell, it is uncurable. You might think, oh, it has a timer time, like it's just gonna run out eventually, you know, like there's nothing you can really do. Yeah, one thing for sure is it's literally like the game Infection. That person, if I touch him at all, or if he touches me at all, then pretty much it will just, yeah, there we go. Infection 2. And is now affecting him even more at Infection 2. I don't think it actually has an ending timer, because from what my friend and I tried to do, it never ended. I think it just gets stronger or stays. And nausea now, Infection 3, taking 4 damage each hit. Yeah, it's just dangerous. It's really just dangerous. Now fragility 2 and constant nausea, constant fragility. Infection 4, yeah, Infection 5, it just gets worse and worse. Taking 64 damage each time, each tick. Infection 6, 72. It just goes up. I don't think it even has an ending. Oh, there's Infection 6. Fragility 5. Let's just see how long this takes. Unless you have a skill that gives away your debuffs, like Predator or anything like that, you're dead. It's Infection 13, Fragility 11. My single punch does almost 4 damage. Yeah, I'm good. I am good. And of course, what I can do is I can just... You're now healed. Congratulations. And of course, Plague, which is a horrible, horrible version of this ability. I think it's a 15 by 15 block radius. There you go. Now here's Infection. See how fast he dies. Alright, so objectively, this is one of the best skills in the game because of its passive. Pretty much, as long as you have MP, you survive. You will not die as long as you have MP and it's in a slot. Let me just... I'm pretty sure I'm not going to take much damage anyway, but I have my 40 armor on accident. This lizard is attacking me, but I'm not taking any damage because it really just is not hurting me. You can see, it is decreasing. It's just that it's not, you know, going down really at all because I have such an immense amount of EP. This is a very overpowered skill as long as you have a constant intake of EP. So let me just spawn this guy as well. Oh, wait, did I just spawn a baby? Oh, okay. I mean, you can see how fast it's draining with all these things attacking me right now. But it really is nothing in comparison to my maximum. So, I mean, we could try to get more, but... Yeah. Well, what makes this skill really good is that skill, specifically the passive. But what's really good is with 10,000 EP, MP, I can just freeze them in place. Okay, I didn't think it was gonna kill them, but... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So what it does is this skill imprisons them, making them so they cannot move. And what it does is it drains their MP at a rate of like 500 every like 10 ticks or something like that. and it pretty much is killing them from magicule loss. They're stuck at 0, and it's just taking more and more, so they're at negatives. So it's really just really dangerous in that regard. And of course, the really cool last ability is, guess what? Imaginary space. Pretty much, yeah, so you have a storage mode. Yeah. Next skill. So we got Lust. And it's pretty much a skill all about taking their MP and AP. Not maximum, just in like filling up yours. So I can just... I guess it will take their maximum, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm at 9.51 if I spam this on this thing, getting it to negatives. 838, 603. You know, it doesn't increase your maximum, but it does take theirs and fill you up. So, it's not bad. And Invigorate, just I heal myself and get rid of any effects. So, the healer ability, this skill would be a good one to get against that. Rebirth. Pretty much, it doesn't do anything because it's coming soon. Embracing Drain. Pretty much, if I'm within 2 blocks of them, it will lock us both in place for 5 seconds. Making it so it will consistently drain their MP, AP, and give it to me. And Death's Blessing. It's the same thing. I look at them, and they die. For less time. Yeah, it's a pretty good skill. It's pretty good. Yeah, next skill. So we got Martial Master. Pretty much what it does is it allows you to dodge attacks and do a lot more damage and learn battle wills and stuff a lot faster. As you can see, my basic punch is 3 and my attack does a lot more. Then again, it is a really good sword, so let me just grab a normal sword. A normal situation, 7 attack damage. Now it does 21. Does a full health bar of a normal player. And as its normal ability is a dash attack. Oh. I do need to give myself a new dummy because this one is kind of tamed. Alright. A dash attack. It does a lot of damage. Oh. Your feet do have to be on the ground, so it does kind of... It's not a teleport ability. Technically it is, but your feet have to be on the ground. Make sure to look at the ground where you're doing, because you could just... What if I do this? No, I have to do a block past him. Yeah. It's a really good ability for a person doing battle wills and swordsmanship and all that. And, yeah, highly recommend. One of my favorite skills, actually. So, next skill. Oh, yeah, by the way, it does give you thought acceleration, and it also gives you this other ability, the third eye ability. It grants the heavenly eye ability that I showed in the previous video. So, yeah, now next skill. Alright, so its active ability is pretty much analytical appraisal. I don't know why it didn't work. It's not working, but... There we go. I don't know why it's not... Oh, there it is. Okay. It's just an analyzing skill, but its passives make it OP. Pretty much it is a 25% chance to dodge all attacks, or any attack, 50% chance to ignore dodges or barriers or whatever, and a 75% chance to crit, as you just saw right there. Pretty good. And also, it has a ability that makes it so nullifications are treated as resistances and resistances are bypassed, and magic jamming doesn't work. So pretty much Charybdis and Hinata are screwed. So it's very good against those guys and anything else that's very difficult to fly and do stuff like that. So yeah, next skill. Alright, now for on to the one of the more scarier abilities. Merciless. Pretty much just all about killing and death. So first thing is Soul Steal. It applies a buff to my attacks, is what it's supposed to do. Yeah, there you go. I don't know why it was the other way around. It lasts for 5 seconds and does 10 ticks, 10 spirit damage and spiritual HP per 10 ticks, and it lasts for 5 seconds. So it's very scary. And yeah. And next thing is Soul Steel. Pretty much it's a 30 by 30 block radius. Let me go over here actually. And just it kills everything. It just kills everything. There's nothing really else to it. You can just hold it down, keep it active. Everything around you, everything you know and loved, just dies. So be careful because this will kill your friends because there's no partying in the Tensura mod. I mean, there is a mod that allows partying, but I don't know what it really does. Like, it doesn't stop you from hitting each other with abilities, so be careful. Yeah, so next ability. Alright, now for Murderer. Pretty much it allows me to... Yeah, it's not really a crazy skill. What it does is allows me to go invisible when I use it. And when you're not mastered, it does 50 extra damage. But when it is mastered, you do 150 extra damage. So it's a really good skill as long as you stay invisible. But it does take Magicule to keep and stay invisible. So, yeah, it's a very basic skill. Alright, so we have Musician, and it is a sound-based thing, and all of its attacks ignore armor. So, also, one of the passives is you get to send sound waves, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so first attack is it's just Sonic Boom. So, Sonic Blast. So you can just do a lot of damage. Next is Sound Wave. Pretty sure it's any direction. Within a certain radius, yeah. So all around you at a certain radius. Also not bad. And then Mind Requiem. This one does soul damage as well. And a lot of normal damage. So yeah, it's very basic. You just shoot out a couple beams of light every now and again, and yeah. Next ability. So we got Observer. And it's really good for its ability to avoid things. You have a 50% chance to dodge any attacks and a 100% chance to dodge any projectiles, so arrows, kunai, all that jazz. It's a pretty good ability in actuality, but whatever, I don't like it too much. First thing is trap detection. Pretty much anything like traps like lava or tripwires in a certain area, so I don't think there's really anything near us that I could use. But yeah, it just highlights that stuff. Next thing is monster detection. Yellow is intermediate and red is dangerous, like enemy. So it's like neutral, and I think if I go into survival, it will be enemy if I get close enough to it. But yeah, next thing is presence detection. Just highlights everything in a, I think 30 block, yeah, 30 block radius, I think. Yeah, it's all right. Not my go-to skill, but it's all right. So yeah, next skill. So some of the passives include after with mastery you gain immunity to fall damage and projectiles, so that's wonderful. Next thing is your actives. It has a couple actives. Oppressor is has a couple actives, which is repel. Pretty much it repels things away from me. And it goes up to a 10, and with mastery you can just choose whichever number you want after you charge it, but 10 is usually my favorite because then I can just launch them away. It was very helpful because it allowed me to survive. One of my favorite things to do with this ability was this. It depends on where you're standing, not looking. So if I, oh come on, it does kind of depend on where you're looking because it will dictate if you can actually hit them. But if you're a little bit below, you can launch them up. So being a slime was great because I was below everyone. Next thing was attract. You can assume what this does. If I do a little bit, or if I jump, then it goes flying. If I like do this, I didn't do this for some reason, but I should have. It just just run and jump right on top of them and then release it and then go flying. But yeah, you can imagine what it does. It just launches them towards me. If I just do this and they just go flying by. But of course, my favorite thing. Bye bye. Ah, try to save him. And then Oppress, which is essentially I give him oppression and insanity. No wonder I like this ability so much. Pretty much they are unable to move, and if they do move, they take damage. So they are unable to move, and since I moved them, they're taking damage now, or they're trying to move. And if I click it again, they take 200 damage. So let's just show you right here. Do that. It's not gonna move, so it's not gonna take damage, but 800 damage. I do have all the things active right now, like gravity manipulation and domination, so it's gonna do a lot of damage, so keep that in mind. And believe is just a stronger version of that. Yeah, Insanity 3 does do damage to them, just so you know. Believe is just a stronger version that's instant, so it just does a lot of damage. I don't know why it's yellow, but yeah, it's just an instant version. And of course, the best ability ever, Flicker. This saved me so much. Being able to just... Since in certain cases I could not fly, I had to use some sort of way to get around, and I had creative flight because this ability also grants you the passive. It automatically gives you gravity manipulation, which is insane. Because with gravity manipulation, you essentially have creative flight if you master it, or if you unlock it. So that's insane. And now we're on Predator. First thing, Predation. It's just a single attack that does 15 damage and steals skills. Analysis, it's coming soon. Stomach, of course, that. Mimicry, coming soon. Isolation, what I showed you before. And yeah, Predator. So, yeah, I guess... Whoa, very interesting. Next skill. Alright, so Pride. I can't really show you with this one because I already have every skill. But what it is very useful, but also very interesting because you have to be able to take a hit. This skill allows you to steal skills, or not really steal, but take skills from others, by copying it. So if I have this in my slot, it has to be in your slot, and you just stand there, there is a 25% chance that you can like just take this skill that is shot at you, or just given to you. I'm pretty sure any skill can be given to you, but there's a certain any normal skill can be given to you as long as you're hit with it. I don't know how you're gonna get hit with the resistance, but good luck. But there's only a certain amount of unique skills that can actually be given to you. And I'm reading them out now. Absolute Severance, Berserk, Bewilder, Engroiger, Fusionist, Gluttony, Gourmet, Lust, Martial Master, Musician, Oppressor, Predator, Reflector, Severer, Shadow Striker, Sniper, Starved, and Traveler. There's only a certain amount of unique skills that can be really given to you, but it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. Next skill. Alright, so now we have Reaper. As its passive, it allows me to become smaller. I'm 50% smaller than the normal size of me, and if I was a slime, I'd be microscopic. Allows me to see enemies and things up to like 50 by 50 blocks away from me, and it gives me 75% chance to dodge. This is with mastered. I think it's 30 by 30 without mastered, and 50% chance to dodge. So very good passive, very good passive. Next thing we have is attack. Reaper's ability needs to be toggled off to use this ability. Oh, things you have to have it turned off. So this, now that it's turned off, I can no longer see things far away. That's like my recon mode. This time it is now attack mode. Pretty sure what I have to do is hold it down, and then I scroll with my mouse to see how many clones I want. I can summon 5 clones, and they will all attack him. The reason why there's so many effects is because these are all me with the same skills I have. So, yeah, they are all currently attacking. And then I just use the ability again to bring them back. And I think it does depend on how much EP, or like, I guess, how much clones you choose to have to see how small you get. If I just do 1, then it's not as small, I don't think. Yeah. So, very cool, very cool. Next thing is Infinite Eater. Infinite Eater is essentially just really good. It's insta-kill mode. You have to have attack mode and recon mode both turned off, so they're both turned off now, and I can just insta-kill them as long as my EP is higher. And yeah, so it's just the insta-kills. See if I do this. Oh no, the zombie or husk has 2000 EP. Well, too bad. I have 9 million, so boohoo. And 50% of the EP does get absorbed, so that's a bonus. Yeah, next skill. Okay, so we have Reflector. I just took a second chance to learn it. Echo Reflection is essentially a skill that allows you to reflect damage onto your enemies. So yeah, like, you know how things hurt you. I don't know why. Wait, where did? Oh. I currently did just spawn a husk and just take a bunch of hits, but when I do this, I can press shift and hold down the button ability, and I can choose how much power I want to shoot out. I can shoot out an orb that does only 10%, or I can shoot out an orb that does 100% of the damage I took. But I cannot spam it, as you can see. And I have no more echo points because I am now fully not damaged anymore. Let me grab a husk. I am in survival and I am spawning a husk. So pretty much it doesn't tell you how many echo points you have. I did activate self-regeneration because this would hurt a lot if I didn't have it. But pretty much the more damage I take, the more I can reflect. And I don't think there's a limit. Let me just spawn another husk. Speed up this process a little bit. Okay, buddies. I don't want to use this ability on them. Alright, so now that I have taken a lot of damage, I can, let me just make sure it's at 100%. Okay, now it's at 100%. See, 2,820 damage. It multiplies the amount of damage you take by 3 or by 5 with mastery, and then you can reflect it back at your enemy. So that's pretty neat. Next thing of it is Echo Counter. Pretty much I can hold this down. Let me spawn another zombie. Hold it down, and pretty much it makes it so they take the damage as if they are the one that hit themselves. So I'm like, oh no, I don't have enough way to attack. Hold it down. Now they hit themselves. So that's pretty neat. I don't think it counts for the Echo Reflection though. No, it does. Okay. And yeah, pretty neat skill, honestly. I like it a lot. Next skill. Alright, so now we have Researcher. So Researcher, you know, what you can do is you have a spatial storage. You can craft, you can smelt things. It's instant smelting too. Enchanting, I showed this before. The reason why there is enchantments in here is because I used Godly Craftsman, or Godly Artisan is what they say. Pretty much it will cost less XP in the other one, and it's just, the other Godly Craftsman is better, and you need to master this one first to get to Godly Craftsman, and the way to master this is by enchanting. So collect all enchantment books you can find, because this will be useful. Very simple skill, very easy skill to master, very useful. Next skill. Alright, so now we have Reverser. This skill is interesting, if I say. What it does is it reverses. First thing is you can invert fusion debuff, invert fusion buff. So if you want to, let me just do this really quick. So we have these things. So inverted fusion buff, I can use this ability to give myself the inverted version of speed, or debuff. It doesn't work on me, luckily. Yeah, doesn't work on me, and if I want to, I can instead do it to them. So they might have strength right now, and I can invert that to weakness, so they can never hurt me. It's very interesting but like, it's good, but not at the same time, because not a lot of people use buffs and stuff. I'm guessing, like, if you're going against players and they have like the skill that allows them to get strength or strengthening, you can invert that to weakness. So I mean, that's useful, I guess, but at some point it just becomes useless. And alignment reverse. Pretty much what it does is if you're a Majin or true chosen hero, it inverts it to chaos. So it allows pretty much something of like a not real, like a slime or a monster, allows them to become a true hero, or allows the true hero to become a Majin. It really just kind of like, it's a weird skill. I don't personally like it. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't like it. And with mastery, you can affect other people too. So, I mean, later on, it could be useful for like a single moment, just to like make yourself even stronger than normal. But besides that, it's not that good of a skill. It really isn't. But yeah, next skill. Alright, so we have a Royal Beast. It's a buff type of unique ability. What it does is it allows you to get bonuses to your physical abilities along with your speed, like long speed, knockback resistance, knockback, strength, armor, health, all that jazz. And it lasts for, I think, 4 minutes and 6 minutes with mastery. It has a pretty bad buff, like debuff at the end for 20 minutes, so a full Minecraft day. But for while you're in this mode, you're essentially unkillable. So also, by the way, I am in survival right now, and I do have creative flight like you think. It gives you creative flight. So pretty much, it doesn't show me what I can do, but I can pretty much get stronger. I'm very strong now, and I am doing 31 damage with just my fist. Okay, I was confused. There was like 32 with a sword. What? Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, you get some bad debuffs by the end of it. So let me just turn it off. Yeah, you get fragility, you get paralysis, and you get weakness. And since I am fully mastered, it only lasts half a day, but still very bad debuffs. So it is good if you're in a all-out do-or-die battle. So yeah, not bad a skill, not bad a skill at all. Essentially, if you want to be unkillable or unhittable, this is your skill. Seir. It essentially gives you a pseudo, what's it called? What's that Goku thing called? Ultra Instinct. Its base passive is 50% chance to dodge attacks, and then it reduces any attacks that do hit you, it gets reduced to 70% of their original power, and 50% if you have it completely mastered. And there's something else I forgot. Oh yeah, you have a 33% chance to crit on your normal hit. Yeah, see? Maybe more than 33%. And then of course the active ability is true dodge. So for 10 seconds, 20 seconds with mastery, but 10 seconds, you are unhittable, and yeah, you will not take any damage from any source. You just dodge everything for 10 seconds, and when you turn it off, it has a 10-second cooldown. So very good ability if you just want to be unhittable. So yeah, next skill, Severer. This is a very good skill. First ability is Spatial Blade. You get a Spatial Blade. It has Severance 10 on it. The target will receive damage which cannot be healed by regular means. So, see this dummy? I might actually be able to kill it. I'm gonna quickly. Okay, well, whatever. If I do this... Okay, well, never mind. It's just healing it, I guess. It's immortal. But, I wish there was a way I could show this, but pretty much anything that you hit will not heal. So, actually, I might be able to. Alright, Hinata has 1,000 health. Oh, I'm in survival. EA mode, creative. I didn't realize I was in survival. Okay, well, you can see that unlike the... Let me just kill some of these people. So to fix that problem, yeah, as you can just trust me. When you hit something, it will not heal. So it's pretty nifty. I might show the one that I just did with the fire spirit, but he was not healing when I was hitting him. So yeah, pretty interesting. Next thing is Blade Storm. You can pretty much just summon a sword of blade, a bunch of blades, and Severance. You can coat your arms in Severance, so they themselves will do a lot of damage and not be able to heal. So it's pretty good. And of course, a dummy sword, you can right-click with it and you can shoot out as a projectile. And yeah, it's a very good weapon. I really recommend. So yeah, next skill. So we have Shadow Striker. First skill, Ultra Acceleration. You can assume what it does. It's an attack skill. Of course, I still have Severance on right now, so it's gonna do a little bit more damage than it should. But yeah, it's essentially just teleportability. Of course, same thing with Martial Mastery. Your feet have to be on the ground. Come on. Okay, I'm in creative. I don't need to do this. And yeah, it's just a dash attack. There we go. Severance is no longer affecting it. Yeah, so it's a quick dash attack that does a lot of damage. So if I have a sword in my hand, yeah, there we go. Next thing is insta kill. Alright, so insta kill pretty much allows me to do spirit damage. So yeah, so I think as long as I keep it active on this one, it will just, yeah, there you go. So it just constantly keeps active. That's pretty neat. And the last thing is espionage. Of course, invisibility. Of course, a lot of my things are no longer working, but whatever. Pretty interesting, right? Sloth is our next skill. First thing is, pretty sure Phantasmal Strike is a part of the passive. Pretty much, it allows me to do spiritual HP as damage as well, so that's pretty neat. Fallen Strike. I'm pretty sure it's just an attack. So if I do this, yeah, it's just an attack. Next thing is Deep Hypno. I'm pretty sure I have to hold this down for like 20 seconds, and it will eventually, I think, kill everything in my area. So I guess let's just hold for that. Oh no, Deep Hypno, I have to be looking at them. The longer I look at them, I guess the more drowsy they get, and once they get to drowsiness level 5, they get insta-killed. So that's pretty neat, but every level of drowsiness gives them a bit of weakness, like fragility and all that. So yeah, there you go. Once it gets to drowsiness 5, they just start dying. So that's pretty neat. And then Fallen Hypno is a AoE version. It lasts a bit longer. As you can see, they are definitely slower. But it does take a little bit longer for it to kick in. He's at drowsiness 1, these ones are at drowsiness 2. And it's essentially the same skill. It just takes longer for it to kick in. At 60, I'm pretty sure, or 50, it will give drowsiness 3. Yeah. So, I'm not going to stand here and let it happen because it's essentially just going to be the same thing. And deprive. It allows me to take their EP and heal myself, and it's pretty good. And last is rest. Rest is very good. If I do this, I just chill for 10 seconds. It will heal me, like give me back AP and EP and all that. So I think I need to wait for 10 seconds though. Okay, I waited for 10 seconds, but whatever. It gives me HP, EP, and anything pretty much else. It's very good skill. It's a very good skill. I like it a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so now we have Sniper. Similar to the Severer, Sniper, I get a gun. And I just can shoot them. It's a relatively simple skill. Alright, so I have tamed a couple goblins for this experiment, but I have Spearhead. Pretty much what it does is it's one of the very few skills in this game that allows you to steal skills from your allies. First things first, though, you can't have them, be killed by you. They have to be killed by natural means. And they have to be like around you for a certain amount of time. So keep that in mind. One of the few things you can do is you can tell them to follow. They'll attack for you. They do a lot more damage and they are a lot more durable and fast and everything because you have buffs for your allies. So that's very neat. As you can see, they all have 10 armor, and yeah, it's very good. Also, it adds a new ability called you can just kind of do it all around you. What they do is it's called a meat shield, pretty much. You can just use meat shield, and wherever you're looking, they will stand right in front of it, taking the hit for you. So let's say you're fighting something, they will fight it for you, but if you get too far away, they will stay as close as possible while also trying to hit it as possible. If we get a little too close, then they will start attacking again. Or I can just do follow and just can say, alright, attack him. Or I can just do wander. I can attack them and they will stay there fighting that guy forever. So, pretty neat, pretty neat. Next skill. Alright, so we got Starved. I showed this. It's very similar to the others. You can corrode everything. You have a stomach. You can receive things like those skills from your enemies or allies. Provide, not available yet. In Spiritual Domination, yeah, it's pretty much. You're useless to me then. Alright, so we have a subordinate, and if I do Spiritual Domination, I can just tell it to target a living entity. It's just a weaker version of anything with like actual order giving abilities. It's like thought communication or like the other one. It's just nice to have an ability that does it. Like it doesn't mix, but it's very simple. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Corrosion. Yeah. Alright, well. Next skill. So we got Suppressor. Pretty much spatial suppression. Makes it so no spatial abilities, you can't fly or anything like that unless I can. I can do it. They can't. Swap. Under normal situations, it would swap with them. Like, Toto's from Jujutsu Kaisen. You can just swap with your enemy. So, like, if I'm up here and, like, falling. Yeah, like that. I can just... As long as I time it right. Yeah, there you go. See? Pretty fun ability. And spatial motion, teleportability. Of course, you don't need to be on the ground for it. That can be in the air. And yeah, it's sweet ability. And one of the cool features of this one is this ability makes it so you're immune to severance, like that sever ability that makes it so you cannot regenerate. Yeah, you're just immune to that, so good luck for them trying to kill you. Yeah, very simple. Next ability. Alright, so the next ability is Survivor. It is an ability, one of the few or only unique abilities that you cannot actually put on here. It pretty much makes it so you can survive. So one of the things that this does is it grants nullifications to pain, abnormal, and physical attack nullifications, and then grants resistances to the other natural ones. So it's very good. Also, really cool ability. It gives you ultra speed regeneration for the fifth of the cost of MP. So you're essentially unkillable if you get this ability, unless you're fighting someone like Shizu or anyone that has the ability to not let you regenerate. So be careful with that. But otherwise, great ability. Next ability is Thrower. Let's say you're just a type of person that just wants to do a lot of damage, not have a super complex skill set. This is the skill for you then. Pretty much any item you have, you can throw. So default Thrower, I'm just throwing items and it's just bouncing back. Usually it doesn't bounce back, but since I have it mastered, it's essentially loyalty. So yeah, I can throw certain items and they will do a certain amount of damage. And there is critting, apparently. So, very good skill. Alright, so we have Traveler. This is a great one for any of those people in Minecraft that like just to go far into millions of blocks away. Pretty much what it is instant motion. You have a teleport ability. It does have a cooldown, so boo-hoo. But you can teleport quite far. See, like if I aim this straight up, it's very good for its teleportation capacity. And then of course teleport, you can save certain coordinates and teleport to them later. You just get your coordinates and you can either warp to it or you can create a portal to the same coordinates you're at. And this is the portal. It's pretty neat. And be specific with your coordinates because I just teleported to, I think, somewhere random nearby. So be careful with that. Next thing is spatial manipulation. It's what you think it is. It's spatial manipulation. On the warp shot specifically, but I still have no clue how that works. And of course, Stardust Arrow. You just shoot out a projectile that is extremely spammable, which is scary. Next thing is Stardust Rain, which is also spammable. Scary. But you have to be looking at an enemy, otherwise it doesn't work. So be careful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You have very good abilities. Next ability. This skill is similar. I also learned that Survivor didn't revive me before. It was this skill. Tuner is the name of it. Pretty much what it does is it allows you to revive back at full health, full MP, and all that jazz. And it's pretty good skill. Let me just. There's also like like the rage in those like video games, like where it's like, oh, the closer you are to death, the more likely, like the more buffs you get. Oops, too far. When you're closer to death, specifically 25% of your maximum HP, you pretty much get a buff of speed, strength, and just everything that's good. So it lasts for as long as you are low at health. But once you start raising in health again, then you will be back to normal. Alright, so this is what I mean by Tuner's life thing. You die and you come back and you're back at full health. But for some reason I still have my buffs right now. I don't know why that's still there. That might fix itself pretty soon. Okay, that's just fixed itself. Worst timing. Oh hey, I survived again. I don't know how it's working. Pretty sure you're gonna die, yeah. So pretty much we have Unyielding. Unyielding allows me to, similar to Spearhead, but a little bit different. Unyielding, in my opinion, is a little bit better, but also bad at the same time. They have their both ups and downs. Unyielding has a passive of, if I have a subordinate within a certain amount of blocks from me, they will gain Unyielding points. They will pretty much every 100 Unyielding points, I will get 10% of their EP if they die from natural means, not by me. And you need at least 10%, which 10% is 120 Unyielding points, which is, I think, 10 minutes. So yeah, you need at least 10% to gain all their like skills, abilities, and all that, and you need at least 60% to gain their unique skills. So let's say you get an Otherworlder and you tame that one. You have to wait there for 1 full hour to be able to actually get them. Then you have to find something that will actually kill them. So good luck with that. Like just standing here, I got 36, 38. So very interesting. Next thing is backup. Is pretty much, yeah, I have a backup body. If I die, I can just go back to this body. So let me just boop, boop, boop. Game mode survival. You stay here. Boom. I am back up here. So be careful though, because if you drop down there with things other than your, what you have on hand, then like everything will get lost. So yeah, as you just saw, my stuff is down there now. So be careful. But yeah, so even more now. 56, 58. But yeah, it's very good. It pretty much makes you immortal because you could just always leave up a backup body and just have an extra pair of stuff. So if you do die, you can just go and retrieve your stuff. So like if I really want to, I can just be really reckless and just be like, hey, okay, I'm gonna punch you to death. Like throw off your friends in a hardcore world, be like, oh yeah, don't worry guys, I can beat this guy in a fist fight. Oh no, and then just like run away and hide from them for like the rest of the 100 days, thinking that you died. That'd be kind of funny. That'd be a good challenge actually. But whatever. Yeah, next skill. So we have Usurper. First skill is Rob. Doesn't really work on anything because I am really high up in EP, but it works as a steal ability. It steals spiritual magics or magics from your enemies as long as their EP is higher. It is very dangerous in a multiplayer server because you can just take people's magic and they can't get it back. So good luck for them. Next thing is copy. I can now copy and just kind of copy their skills. I would have to slam it. I would have to like consistently spam it on them because sometimes it says activation failed and eventually I will get something, but I already have every skill in the game, so it's not going to work. And this is same as Rob, but it is essentially a skill that's better than Rob because it works on people that are weaker than you. They have to be very weak, and you can just take everything they have. So yeah, pretty neat. When you hit them, you do gain some of your MP back, so that's also a really neat thing. It's essentially a skill that allows you to take and copy other people's skills, so it's a really good skill. Yeah, so next ability. So we have Villain. This is a way to become a Majin. So you need to die of Magicule poisoning to have a 100% chance success rate of becoming a Majin. So that's pretty neat. First thing is Villain's Charisma. Same as before, it within a certain radius, it automatically tames neutral and passive mobs to help fight in battle for a little bit. Demon Lord Hockey, it's just not Demon Lord, Villain's Hockey. No, Demon Lord's Hockey. Yeah, just kills things within the area. It also doubles your amount of EP you gain from 3% to 6%, and it is a little different for Majin. So when an EP does get split, it's 1/3 goes to MP and 2/3 goes to AP. So 1/3 goes to Magicule and 2/3 goes to what's it called? Aura. But as a Majin, you are the opposite. 2/3 goes to MP and 1/3 goes to AP. So let me just quickly dive Magicule Poisoning on my tower thing over here. So if I go into survival, I will die. Game mode survival. There you go. I did die. But now I am a Majin, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Probably. I don't know how it works, but apparently I'm supposed to be able to become a Majin by 100% chance success rate. So I don't know why it's not working, but it's how it says. So that's apparently a way to become a Majin. And yeah, your allies get buffs as well. So interesting ability. So we have Wrath. This is the last ability of the uniques. Oh my god, finally. We have Breeder Reactor. What it does is it pretty much does this. It gives you it's essentially a gamble of buffing you or not. It doesn't really do much. It says while you hold it down, gives you MP equal to 2% of your maximum every 5 seconds. Each usage has a 3% chance to add 1 level of Rampage and 1 minute of duration, which rises to 7% if the player's MP is past their natural maximum. With Mastery, it becomes a toggle ability instead of a hold. So I have no clue. So yeah, I just toggled it. And now that I have it, it's not really... Oh, there we go. Now I'm going past my maximum. There we go. Now I have Rampage. So it takes a certain amount of time. But now I have armor, and I'm faster, and I'm stronger than normal. I don't know how long it lasts, but... Yeah, there it is. So more attack speed, swim speed, attack damage. And now I have Magicule Poisoning, so be careful with this ability because you will die. Alright, so yeah, this just lasts a good amount of time, and I did decrease my aura, so not aura, my Magicule. So yeah, there's that. And of course, Enrage. I can give Rampage to my allies, not allowing them to get the same buff as I do. So this is a very good ability once you master it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, that's the end of this little skills showcase. I can now get on to actually playing and editing my 100 days that I posted, well, I finished not too long ago, and I can post it for you guys. So keep that in mind for next week. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.